Consent agenda meeting and we are going to go into executive session right away.
Madam Chair, we have one executive session item. It's 20 minutes pending and potential litigation. There will be no action. Like Matt Folsom, Scott Simmons, Jeff McMorris. I don't believe there is Ashley Cloud.
Is she online? I don't think she's.
Ashley Cloud, if she's available, Sharon John Knowles, Tony DeNaro, Chris Anderson, and Dan Gadd. Again, no action, so we would be back at 3:25.
So we're going to go into executive session until 3:25 for the purpose and that was just stated with the people in the room. And we will be back at 3:25 to continue our meeting.
26 months.
What?
I said they.
So we are back
So they.
from our executive session.
Do solutions.
We're back from our executive session. No decisions have been made. We're gonna go to Jeff Morris. We're going to Jeff Morris.
Hello, Chair.
Today, Madam Chair.
Yeah.
Madam Chair.
Have a 3:30 meeting that's gonna get delayed, so
We finished it for you then, we're good to go.
there you go.
On the good news front. NASA will add 99,000 to our budget capacity. The state assessment came in and gave us just a little bit more wiggle room on that.
State assessed functions like new construction, so it just kind of adds to our taxes without any decision of the commissioners. It's $99,000.
And then we recommend we start with detention because we think once the big decision is made, then the other things will probably fall into place rather quickly if that works. So with detention, as is being brought up on the screen, last week we had it down as closing Geiger A. But buying back, to use our terminology, the EHM program and the others that go with that, as we saw this morning on the slide, as well as the education programs at 174 and 246. Although we saw lower numbers this morning, as I reminded both Scott and I as we came in, hoping to spend more money, we have more money available. We still have to program at this higher amount because we budget at the expenditure authority level. And then the revenue will come back in on the top side to counter it. But we need that much authority to actually spend.
So is because they presented like the allocation amount that's collected by the other agencies, so is that calculated as top line revenue?
On the top line, it would be
It's already-
the intergovernmental.
All right, so is that,
So is that where
that's where I'm like,
the board, so as we took out the 937 buyback, we also took out the parks 900,000 part of REIT. We didn't discuss the two positions, but those were kind of the final.
Where we left it.
We left it and those were kind of plug numbers. So we're kind of backing up to that spot. On detention, so that would provide you with that one slide this morning that listed the two different sets of services. One with 2 case managers, one with teacher.
So what's the total?
Like 3-4 to do all of that.
Well, I thought it was 268, but you're saying that.
3368, correct. That's the cost to the county. But we still
Yes.
have to have the expenditure authority for the full cost before we get reimbursed.
The revenue pieces that you saw net on the slides from tech service this morning, the revenue pieces are already contemplated up in
So
revenue.
it's 3.
So this is the gross expense amount for these things.
So it is 3810. Gives you those 3 pieces up there.
You have to remember that EHM, the 2 case workers are embedded in that, right? Yeah.
Correct. And they do some of the other programming that we saw on the
I
slide.
just wanted to make sure.
We want to have more discussion around this. Do we want to look at the other pieces and come back?
I'd like to put the 3810 in, that we can see what we have.
Can you scroll down a hair, Tessa, to see what?
Wrong.
Sorry.
I'm typing wrong screen. There you go. I have $140,803 right now.
You'll see we did
Correct.
And what was the 900 that you're referring to?
when we thought we had another 900,000-ish hole to plug in detention. Here we call, we
but we
moved,
don't, okay.
we moved 900,000 of parks operations to REIT. Just to counteract Since we don't have that 900 plus hole, you guys can still make that parks equation if you want to and need to
Still look
balance.
for some reach.
Correct.
Correct.
We had
But since we essentially plug that to get the balanced, we thought you might want to revisit everything else and then decide if you want to plug that or a different number.
Well, so I guess if we slowly kind of go, what? Is there anything not covered that we said last week we wanted covered?
We are looking, are there any changes to DEM that are going to be made today?
Can I ask a different question? Or can we go to juvenile? I want to just see where we ended up on juvenile.
Juvenile, we have the 117 back for the detention shift supervisor and the 109 for the monitoring program.
Yeah.
And we're going to invite Tori, Director of
Yeah.
Juvenile, at a future date to come in and present on the pilot program and the data behind it.
Personally, I would like to add at least one of the JCOs, perhaps two in, just because I think that we need them.
Can you keep scrolling so we can just say, let's just get one look at the whole list and then.
The other highlight is the parks, whether to leave in REIT or not is what we have tagged there. These two positions are currently in REIT, so there's no money here.
Well, and the parks season, the 2 weeks plus the additional 2 weeks worth of, that's not 31,000, that's
76 is what
Okay.
I wrote down.
okay.
And we do have parks going to 20 weeks.
But you don't have that in the green. You have that.
Because it's currently in REIT.
Yep, right. Guys.
We put it back into the green, we'd spend general fund capacity on.
I'm just gonna throw out, I would rather, this is just me speaking, I would rather use the 140 remaining capacity for one of the parks expenditures. Than on something else, just getting it out of REIT, saving that REIT capacity, and if that's something we have to do next year, I mean, leave it on the table, but delay having to use REIT for that for next year. That I'm just throwing it out.
You kind of put all of your items on the table at the same time. The other one that you talked about would be the e-discovery at 100,000. The program that helps with the public records request.
I thought that was already it. Funded.
Yes, that's in there, correct.
It is
Yes.
in there.
It's in there, it's
So-
penciled.
It's penciled in. So if we're putting that into ink, then,
Yeah, I think.
That was there.
and then we have the 20,000.
So does that drop it down to 40?
No, it's already penciled in. so
Okay,
we're
good, okay, good.
We
okay.
do have from the Vanessa Behan conversation this morning at the very bottom, we added a $20,000 children's waiting room item for final decision based on that discussion.
So I have to say, I mean, I think I'm with Chris on the juvenile, because I mean, I really feel like, I mean, I went out talking about the juvenile detention funds. I was one of those people, and I feel like we gotta fund those. One. Close, but I mean, I texted Tori, after that. Two are pretty essential for what they do, so, you know, and we went out, we got the money for it. We talked about it as all juvenile, but it went to the rest of the jail, which we knew it did. But when we were out there talking about it, we were talking about juvenile detention, and so I just feel pretty, I don't wanna feel like I was deceiving the citizens on that.
You have a third on that one. See that hand? So we will put in 2 juveniles. That's gonna be 165,000, give or take.
In the red 20.
Now we're probably.
Negative 24,631.
That's with the 99 in
Do that at
additional tax
99.
revenue, right?
Yes, the 99,000 was added in the revenue at the top.
So that take.
And
I don't have that in my sheet.
Yeah, they just. got
Yeah,
it.
we just
It
added
just got-
data
it just got
sets.
Word from the state Friday.
Okay, got it.
that was, and we have the revenue side of detention services in there, right?
Yep, we're whole on that.
This was nothing helping DEM.
Well,
At this point, we have nothing additional for DEM. I don't know if that's something you want to wait for more information and work do amendments in the future. If you want to plug something in and, or, or nothing.
I have a couple ideas. I would, I'll just throw out some ideas. I would plug the 20,000 in the children's waiting room. I think we got a good presentation from Vanessa Behan this morning. We know we have up to 2 million capacity in REIT to support the park's operations. I think we could move a bit from there to cover this. And then one suggestion would be to do almost like a one-time out of fund balance, like 90,000 or 100,000 for DEM. It's just my idea, with the idea that it'll get them at least through part of the year on that additional staff member, and it'll be up to the sheriff and others to go approach the surrounding jurisdictions to see if there's additional resources. So that would give some time for that person to remain on while we look at other funding options. But I kind of view that as like it's a temporary solution, so it could come out of fund balance. It doesn't come out of operating revenues. So there's a few ideas.
Being that we're in the hole right now, they're one of the same.
Yeah. Well, not if we move Reed over to
True,
cover
true
what
that, true
we're
that.
talking about here.
You could have to take care.
Huh, so you're saying just a one-time? Because we're not sure if we'll be able to, it may not be a recurring
It
cost.
may not be if we don't have revenue forthcoming from the other jurisdictions.
So maybe plug in what our share, was it like 93,000?
93 based on the map we saw.
Oh, but not plug it in with general.
Correct.
That's one option, okay. Well, what about the same for? That's an interesting idea. I hadn't thought about with children's waiting room too. They're not asking for a recurring 20,000. So that could be
It
a,
was 10 in the fall.
right, but I'm just saying, when when you plug something in, it's like a recurring. Not always, but a recurring cost of that amount.
We'll keep track of that for you. Because we have to balance next year's budget too.
Right,
I think that's important to keep
No, but
in
that's
mind.
true, that's
I mean,
true.
anything, I mean, when we're talking
It's gotta
fund
be
balance
reduced
or
next
anything
year.
like that, you
Gotta
gotta
be
remember,
reduced.
all that does is keep status quo, and it means that that number next year stays higher than it potentially needs to. We can eat into it this year, or we can save all that work for next year and have more hard decisions.
True.
So,
Like the 93 becomes, what you're saying is like the DEM 93 next year becomes. Essentially 101 or
Good.
whatever, yeah,
good.
with just increase.
Everybody's got step increases, COLAs, it seems, and that all those compound. Yeah, so we either make some of the tough decisions now or make even more tough decisions next year.
Need a lot of time.
We have, we want to take some stuff off our plate next
A
year
little bit.
or?
So, let's see, where am I at?
We want to remind you, Commissioner, of your own idea on. We can tweak the sales tax.
No, I know that,
I
because
know.
it's your, yeah, where we're at. I'm just trying to think of the Vanessa Beacon.
I have a question. If we did the 20 for the waiting room and the 100 for the DEM, What would be the sales tax tweak now to not have to dip into general fund?
145. Maybe 140,
So 140 plus 20 or 140?
140 total.
So
So 25 plus
That's
20 plus
almost
892.
what's
Are
the-
you asking what the percentage?
What's the percentage change we'd have to do?
Right.
About the-
From a two
Thank you, Josh.
2% estimate to a 2.0000.
Yeah, like 2.01 if you're rounding.
I'm sure Jason is crunching that.
Jeez, if he listens.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's rolling his eyes.
Jason,
Yeah,
can you give us the
like-
percentage, please?
You said 700, every 1% of 700.
Correct.
Give or take.
So
So the 1/10% is 70, it'd be 2/10.
So it'd be about 2.2%.
And where are we at right now in sales tax?
Year to date.
Next year, we have projected 2%.
Right.
Year to date, we're still at 31. Jason just got preliminary of the October numbers this morning. And at first look, we'll stay at that 3.1. It might shift to tweak one, but it looks like it'll be
Year?
no, that's still year over year. So this year to date, we're higher than the 2% that we increased.
Zero.
Yeah.
We projected 0. And then we
We're making
increased
it
it
hard on ourselves.
2%. And we're coming in
So
about.
it seems like we could.
So I would be willing to do Vanessa Behan, but I mean, I think this is, to me, it's 1 year. Because they were trying to go after the bar association. I mean, all the stuff that's happening that, you know, everybody wants us to continue to pay for. The bar association rules. To say, they can figure out how to help. So I'd be willing to do it for 1 year. And not even step down the next year, just knowing it's like, okay, we went to almost nothing. You know, you guys have done a great job, but next year it goes to 0.
So the one positive, you know, and I'm not sure you're factoring in, is, you know, up at North Point, there will be a Nordstrom's rack. And that will bump up, the sales tax, and strip it out of downtown pretty dramatically.
That's still in the city.
Oh, son of a gun, well, then I'm out of here.
But everything that is building, everything that's building around.
Well, we get 50%
Costco,
of it.
You get 50% of it.
we get it where it's at now.
Well, I know.
Well, but the nurse's rack is new.
It's
They've got
retailer.
Reverse the end.
That's
Still there. The second.
No, they're not gonna let go of that.
Okay. So is there anything else we're trying to solve on?
If we have a 20,000 one time,
I've marked 1 year investment on our sheet, so we'll make sure that gets entered in the system.
And I think they're willing, they know that too. If they can't help sustain it, then they're not gonna be able to dip into their reserves more than 1 year.
did I circle back around to what
And I
Commissioner?
think since their board is putting a lot, using some of their reserves, I feel like.
Commissioner Kearns put on the table whether the parks positions stay in general fund or stay in REIT.
I was just thinking to use up that final 140, it would be a way to shift it out of rate and use that. If the 140's gone, I'd say just leave it in. So rate.
So we'll leave those two positions in REIT at this point.
So which two positions do we end up with?
The line 6 and 9 that are highlighted in yellow.
Okay.
The park FTE, the tech 2, and then the 4 additional weeks of
76,000,
operations on the ground.
The tech 2 and then the increased service.
Does that need to go from 31 to 76?
Yes, I've got a note over here.
Okay.
to Get it put in.
We
budget
talked
for
about
the
it as
76.
160, we know it's 160 on the REIT side.
Got it.
Although one more, you had mentioned 150 or you good at 160. What you guys actually settled on last time was 150 in REIT. 160.
I think we gotta look as we try to figure out how we don't have it in reach future.
Yeah.
For capital.
And as we trend into 2026, we share sales tax projection, not projection, but actuals with you month over month. So by month 3 or something, you could look at that and go, we're trending higher. Let's go ahead and pay for these positions out of sales taxes and not.
Oh, yeah. That's what you were.
You know, be locked in.
Commissioner Durham was saying like we should do like a
Mid-year,
mid-year check-in,
Yep.
and then we can just do budget adjustments.
So our budget.
Yeah.
Revenue capacity.
Looking through those, brings back around to, I think it was
DEM.
Commissioner Jordan put on the table, DEM. Where is there support for, essentially paying our share or a portion of what would be our share? To get part of it through the year.
I think that's gonna be an ongoing expense, I don't. Cause I mean, that's gonna be our share no matter what, so.
So putting in the 93,000.
I mean, I think if that's, it's gonna be an ongoing expense that we have in this budget. We couldn't really pick it out of fund balance.
Then we just have to take it out plus more the next year.
Well, it only works if the other jurisdictions all agree to pay their share, and to date, I don't know.
We'll know more tomorrow night from the valley.
Yeah, but and that's only one jurisdiction. I mean, it's big, that they're a big piece of the pie, but it's like a lot of other folks in there.
Every high school letter saying, oh, this is a really important function, but no.
Please pay it. Yeah, we got that. They didn't offer up any, there was no check
Yeah, it was a-
attached
It
that,
was a rah
John's
rah.
like, yeah, we can pick it up.
so.
I see that gives us a chance that
So not seeing three
So if we
votes on
put-
that.
Oh, so you're not saying put the 93?
Well, that's what I was asking about. I haven't heard three votes on it.
Well, so my question is,
No,
if you go to. 2.1 or 2.2% of sales tax, what is that? What does that really provide us?
Another 10 is gonna
About
be-
about 100 or about, yeah, 70,000 for every 1 10.
That get us close if we
If we bump up to two
could
point
see
oh.
where we ended up.
Yes, we're at 44,631 right now, negative, and then if you added the 93,
Is that pretty close?
40.
We're looking at 66 million. whatever.
puts you, yeah, just shy of 140,000.
So we had 2.02. Forecast.
2.02 and we're stalled.
2.2, not O2. O2 would be 34.
That's 1,000
Yeah,
dollars.
Yeah, right. Off by a decimal place, 2.
Somebody's got a case of the Mondays. and-
I like that. I love that.
It's off by a decimal point.
I mean, if we're turning at 3 right now,
Yeah, we're doing-
and we thought it was gonna be 0, I mean, that is also one of the things you haven't brought to the commissioners for us to make the decision as to what we wanted for revenue projection.
Well, we talked about,
Yeah.
we talked
So,
about it and.
But I mean, it's like now that we know we're really coming in at 3,
We're staying up there at the 3, yeah.
yeah. So I'm comfortable at 2.2
So we put,
sales tax rate.
we up to 20,000 in. We're at 2.2.
We're gonna come in higher.
And then you wanted to use that for DEM.
Yes, to get there.
Just the 93,000. Is that what you were plugging in? 3 year.
Is that a definite we do, or is that contingent upon the other cities?
I think it's a 1-year deal. It's contingent upon the cities coming.
But
And
if
you-
the other cities don't come through, that 90 or 93 doesn't cover, doesn't cover that.
they'll have to lay
Individual.
out.
Okay.
But it gives her,
Because they're already employed right now.
Breathing room to,
So
maybe.
It gives them time to manage towards it, maybe if
We'll know.
somebody quit naturally, it could be an attrition.
Somebody's gotta get out there and start whipping votes with
And
those
the
other
other-
city councils.
We've left as far as doing an IT consultant, last it was left was, we'll fund it in 26 when we get there. Take it from fund balance or another source at that point in time.
And we are, Mike is evaluating with MacArthur, whether or not some additional unobligated dollars could be used for purposes like that. So we'll report back on that one.
Be great. I think that's a good, I think they would. I would think, hope they would want to support that. We're trying to look at it. How can we, make our
was asking
systems work
Al
better?
about navigators for the PFAS.
Well,
I'm thinking, he was saying they're coming out of fund balance.
Did we make that? Yeah, I wasn't sure if we had that.
You guys gave a heads up, I thought,
Fund
to
balance
100,000
this year's fund balance.
2025 fund
Well,
balance.
from fund balance, okay, not in
So
now.
this
In
year.
operation budget, 25 fund balance.
Sorry, no, I thought.
that that's this year's.
Yep.
Adjustment, not
This year's.
that on the list. Yes.
No, we had discussed it.
Provision amendment for
I
that.
wasn't sure.
We'll get that in real soon.
We have a group of. We'll have to do some around the London, so.
Yeah.
So.
That's a good question. So with the revenue adjustments, is there any leftover?
No.
Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner Cody.
Guardian item in juvenile court, I'm gonna find some.
Yeah, but that was like not a bad.
114, I think, so
Then are you guys good with the CIP where it was left?
just looking.
We did go through the CIP list with you. We spent about 600,000 of REIT. Do you want us to go through it again quickly, or is?
Yeah. Counselor, you need to.
I think that's our budget.
I think that's where we're at. I think send it all out to us. because
Yes, the new
there's changes
spreadsheet.
that can be made until December 1st.
So including on December 1st.
Yes, we can amend it on the first of the.
This is the draft, this is the final proposed budget that we will make available to the public for that period of time.
We'll make changes in January too, for that matter.
Right. Because I think, again, capital, we did this last year when we got to the end and like, oh, capital, we didn't really get to. Because like, again, with the sheriff being able to take the out of their budget, changes capital that we really do.
A lot of this capital was funded out, it's in bond.
Fund balance, for the vehicles, yeah. Because it's not a REIT eligible.
Right, but I thought we had set aside some kind of dollars.
No, I mean, not, that's already not identified in the CIP.
Okay. I heard like, we need to look at the CIP. Yeah. I would say in the future, we need to look at how the CIP is really lining up, and I know we kind of looked at it, but it's like the adjustments. I don't know, it gets confusing in amongst, because we're talking about it quickly as we're trying to get the rest of this.
Well, we have anything capital related that was on CIP that was general fund is on that matrix.
But
So-
again, we always talk about the CIP is kind of the wish list of everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so that's where I'm always kind of confused when you're.
And we moved anything that was the commissioners would say, yes, we will agree to that, we moved it out. So
It's not off the list,
Yes.
it's just
Funded
moved
next
to
year.
and out here.
I'd like to
So with
see
funding, you
this
could
list.
hope.
Yes, and
And the
CIP.
Yep.
Before we adjourn, also, I think our vote today on the not increasing taxes, I think we should direct Pat to send out a press release, let folks know what we did. We may actually be the first jurisdiction to take that vote this year. I haven't heard of any of the other jurisdictions taking their 1% votes yet, so I think we should pat ourselves on the back, toot our own horn, and have Pat send out a press release. Are we good with that?
And
Good.
nasty Facebook posts this year.
What's it? They're not nasty if you vote right, so. We wanna,
Oh,
city.
sorry.
I think
Are we
it's a
good?
lot.
We're
are
good.
we good?
Yes.
Good. We have
I-
Pat send that out?
Doing that.
Pat can send it out.
Amber, we have your head nod
Yeah,
for a
that's
press
fine.
release? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd
alright.
like to
Okay,
Let Pat know.
we are,
Get it out.
anything else?
have a
Can we adjourn?
quote from the chair or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.